platforms: YouTube UTV 124, Facebook UTV 124, Instagram UTV 124, Twitch UTV 124, TikTok UTV_124, and Flow TV channel 124. Remember, UTV, TV for you.
I can't
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is the middle of the work week, Wednesday, July 14th, 2021. This is Mornings with Tresha Lionel, and yeah, that's me. We have a lot, as always, to talk about. There is no sort of shortage of the things and the topics that we need to discuss. But as always, let me say good morning to those of you watching us on the different social media platforms like Twitter and Twitch and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and everything else. We appreciate it every single day that you are tuned into us. Also, if you're listening to us on our radio partner station, that is Hits FM 92.1 and 91.1 FM, thank you very much for being with us as well. And we cannot forget those of you watching us on television, channel 124 on UTV, Underground Television, that is where it's at. Thank you very, very much. Before we do anything else, let me just say a special good morning to the people in Ancillary. It was a pleasure being on the ground and talking to people. And I mean, you can't fake these things. This is what people are feeling on the ground. And yesterday, it rejuvenated me, I have to tell you. But now I'm back in studio. But we will be coming out again, doing it later this week, I'm thinking. But I did meet a lot of great people there, Miss Mary Charles, Fiona, Nerita, just so many different personalities. And I have to say, your passion for the constituency, what you guys have seen, and the courage it takes to speak in whatever way that you can. Speak your truth, and I appreciate you guys doing that yesterday, and I hope to see you guys again soon, okay? And thank you. Now, we have other things I think we need to discuss, and we've had the conversation before, but now that elections are literally right around the corner, and that was one of the promises made to some people in this country, people who were very enthusiastic, people who were hopeful that there was going to be the decriminalization of the herb. That is not going to happen. It's not going to happen, not with the promises that we've heard, and it's going to happen before elections. And I remember too having an interview with Pancho de Queiroz, and he was so hopeful. We had the conversation here. We had the recording, but again, it's so long and we only have an hour. And I remember him saying that, Trisha, don't worry, it's going to be decriminalized by Christmas last year. I say, de Queiroz, in so many words, Okafu, do you really think in 3 months by December it's going to be decriminalized? He told me he had the word of Bradley Felix, of the Commerce Minister, and he said that, he believed it. I was happy for him. I believed he believed what he believed, and now 7 months, 8 months later, there's nothing like that happening, and we need to discuss that. We need to look back on that. And it's not just, I know people will think, it's the Rastas and, people, that's their religious thing. No, it's not. There are people that smoking weed everywhere from different professions for whatever reasons, for medical reasons, and all of the other things that we're seeing. And for this country, people are with it. They want it. They advocate for it on an industrial basis, on having investment in the country. I mean, we're selling land off to foreigners without any money. We're giving them a loan to buy our land so they can sell and make hundreds of millions of dollars on our heads, and we have not been able to invest in something that is cultural. Let us stop pretending. Let us not pretend that that's not what's happening. When I'm so chantitong, when I'm saying mall, sayo kavan, 5 bagla kavan, and you have to be doing these things, and that is what's happening. Let's stop pretending that it's not happening. If we're going to legitimize it, if you're going to have the courage enough to do something about it, that's what we want to see. And the other countries like St. Vincent and Jamaica, who have started doing what they should have done a long time ago, it puts us now on the back burner as always, and another failed promise by this administration. In
fact, you remember the Pumandu Malaysian consultants. They paid them $800,000 to come up with a report. Then the economists in the Ministry of Commerce came up with another report. So these reports came up, and all of them are saying it's full legalization. So you're getting reports. The Commission report said full legalization. The Pumandu report said full legalization. These guys didn't even let people for months get to look at those reports. People are still asking me to see the report because they don't even know the contents. Some of the contents, I'll encapsulate just the major ones. It would increase our GDP by 9%. It could create 6,000 jobs within the first year, and it could put up to $50 million a year in government coffers when the industry is in full swing. I challenge the UWP and the SLP to come up with a project or a program that could deliver that. I challenge, ask them what program they could come up with that would deliver that. You want me to repeat it? 9% GDP increase, $50 million a year, and 6,000 jobs. Why wouldn't a political party not want to get into that? I understand that Mr. Shastny has a pet peeve for cocoa. That is his agricultural focus now, cocoa. And here we have $1 billion crop with investors coming here to set up facilities, and we're ignoring that.
But do you think they're afraid of the fallout, the health implications?
What health
impact it can have on, for example, young users of marijuana if it is not properly regulated?
Mr. Polion, where you live? Where do you live, sir? You live in St. Lucia? Do you drive around St. Lucia? Do you go to out districts and everywhere? Everybody is burning ganja. All youths, man, girls, boys, everybody is using herb. I don't know where you live in or who you liming with. Go Grosley, any place. You could get weed anywhere, at any time.
Well, I don't use marijuana, but I know that it is available nearly everywhere. In our society. And, yeah. but I'm just saying again, maybe with a liberalized marijuana,
more people will smoke?
More people might be smoking it. And
what?
And in public.
No, but that's it. We're coming down very hard with public smoking. Anywhere you'd be able to smoke a cigarette, a cigar, a pipe, you'd be able to smoke a spliff. There's a bill, a tobacco act, that has been in there. We're piggybacking on the Tobacco Act. Because you can't go and smoke cigarettes that killing people. And secondhand smoke from tobacco, we know kills people. That doesn't happen with cannabis, and you could smoke there and I can't smoke a much safer substance here. And you smoking tobacco that killing 5 million people all over the world every year. Not amazing amounts of people in the millions. And you could smoke that, and you're not a criminal. But I'm smoking a natural herb, and I'm a criminal. So anywhere you could smoke a pipe, we could, or a cigarette or tobacco, we'll be able to smoke herb.
Why are you so passionate about this?
Why am I?
Is it because of the financial returns that will come out of it? Or is there something more about it?
Okay, hear this, Mr. Polio. I was hired here by the UWP government in 1987. I was a manager in charge of agricultural diversification. Mr. Ezekiel Joseph was in the Mabuya Development Project Office in Richford, and I was in Lakai. Okay? I was hired here as a manager involved in agricultural diversification. When the terms of the Lomé Convention ended and we joined the WTO, people who were paying their laborers $4 and $5 a day got into the market. We lost the banana market because of competition. We could not compete with large multinational corporations. We lost the banana market. Fortunately for us, tourism took up the slack. A lot of banana farmers got TX vehicles, and tourism took up the slack, and now tourism is our major GDP earner. So that was my job, to come up with a crop to replace bananas. I was hired here to do that. I have come up with the crop. The crop is $1 billion crop. You don't look at the news? Do you see the money that everybody is making in cannabis, or you don't look at the news, Mr. Polio? Have you looked at it?
I don't look at the news. I read the news.
Okay, so you
write the news.
Do you digest what is happening?
I produce the news. Yes.
Do you digest? Do you understand the amount of money that is being made?
I do understand that my good friend Vicarious was very incensed with regards to the time that this has been taken to come to some conclusion.
He feels duped. He feels duped by the government.
Yeah, and Timothy, I will agree with the position that Vicarious takes in the sense that he has every right to be upset. He has every right to feel that this thing is dragging, because we all know how long Vicarious has been at it, and I think he has certain vested interest, and he believes, based on where the whole world is going, that we should have been right alongside with that direction. But Tim, and as I've indicated to Vicarious on more than one occasion, we do converse with each other every now and then. So I do appreciate his pressure. But Tim, one of the things I've always indicated is that just making a decision to whether you legalize or decriminalize is the easiest part of the decision. What we must put in place, Tim, is there are lots of things that we must consider. We must consider who will smoke, where you will smoke, who will sell, where you will sell. The whole issue of dependencies. We have to speak of the amounts that are going to be allowed. We have to speak of importation or exportation. We have to speak about other products. We hear about edibles. We hear about all different products that can be derived, from cannabis. All of these things must be taken in preparing the draft legislation. It cannot be a piecemeal thing. Anything like that, and you do it piecemeal, you're setting yourself up for some difficulties. We have recognized that some of the countries who have gone before us, they have their own issues, they have their own problems. We do not want to fall into that. I agree that by now, we should most probably have brought something to the parliament team. I am not going to be the one who's going to try to light a fire in terms of getting the AG chambers to move faster. I know they're moving within their own restrictions, and they're working. I speak to the AG every day on this thing, and he is working on his team. But we have to make sure that at the end of the day, whatever we come out with, it is something that everybody realized there was a good amount of work that went into it. People tell us, well, just duplicate what's done in other countries. We have to use what is good for our environment team. So I ask that people bear some patience. We will, and on that note, team, I should make a comment. I heard a statement that somebody indicated whether government will use the whole issue of cannabis to try to win votes or to pull a wool over people's eyes. Tim, I have made it very clear from day one. From day one, when I was given the responsibility to work on this cannabis matter, from day one I said, this is not going to be a political issue and a political matter. Okay? That is why the opposition was invited to be part of the committee working on this thing. I am in no way trying to make any mileage with regards to cannabis as a discussion when it comes to trying to obtain votes, Tim. Okay? I believe the time is here where we have to move in another direction in how the whole issue of cannabis use is treated, but it has to be done in an orderly manner, Tim, and that's my take on it.
So therefore, as you're speaking today, you can't give us any guarantees that the appropriate measures will be instituted before the next general election.
What I can tell you, Tim, is that the AG's chambers has prepared a list of questions they want clarified. Okay, that list is going to be discussed with a smaller committee, including a consultant, okay, and we hope to respond to them very soon, team. But where the AG Chambers is now, with what we have requested that they do, I think it's very advanced. I don't know when elections is going to be called. As I have always indicated, I would like that this matter be addressed before election. Okay?
Okay, but realistically, how long do you think the whole process will take before we have the measure moving from draft to actual legislation? How long at least? What? Another month? Another 2 months? 3 months?
After the questions have been answered and sent back to the AG, it would come to cabinet for discussion, and then team it has to go to parliament. So I wouldn't dare to try to give you a time frame, because when you give time frames, you're crucified if you don't meet deadlines. So I would want to err on the side of caution, but from a minister's point of view, from Bradley Phillips' point of view, I will let you know, team, that I want to advance this thing as soon as possible.
The island's Commerce Minister, Mr. Bradley Phillips, speaking yesterday on Newspin. Your response?
Who's the consultancy going to consult about those things? I'm on the block speaking to fellas, speaking to people who send their kids to school on ganja. Fellas who selling 5 bags. Okay? So what are we going to do with them? Now that it's legalized, you're going to tell them not to make money? I've been in the ghetto speaking to the fellas and finding out what is the best solution for us. How are we going to sell? First of all, these people, I don't know who the consultant is, but we know now that you can't be selling in foil, you can't be selling in those bags. It has to be open bottles, glass bottles where you can see your product. Everybody is going to have to start selling with a scale, because just like you buy Johnny Walker Black and then you buy Jewers cost half as much as Johnny Walker Black. Well, the Fonsuja Gold might cost twice as much as the Green Grace. So this is how it's going to be. So you have to educate people. It'll be serious a crime to sell to anybody under 18. So we have to have workshops with the people. They have certain blocks, they have 3 and 4 fellas selling on the block. Maybe they might have to amalgamate and have one kiosk and certain regulations of the kiosk. If those fellas not smoking weed, they're the consultants inside of them, they're not ganja people, how they could advise the government? I'm a ganja connoisseur. I've been smoking ganja for 45 years. Plus, I'm a qualified horticulturalist. Plus, I'm a ganja advocate. So I want to know who has more qualifications than me to advise the government right now. Who?
So you're saying you don't have a stake in the matter? You're not being consulted?
No. We were on the commission and that's it. And you know what irks me? Foreign investors are calling me for my consultancy, because they go around the place and people have said, we've been around, we haven't met anybody who has done the work that you have done. And these are people, international people. But your own people, it's like, and I'm going to call the lady's name, Melissa Descartes Hippolyte. Okay, we paid foreign Malaysian consultants big money to produce a report that Melissa Descartes Hippolyte did as a civil servant here. Why? And her report is better than the Malaysian consultant's report. These are the kind of things we have. We have 2 Nobel laureates here, They have smart solutions here. Smart solutions. Let us utilize our people power, our intellectuals. Let's utilize them. No. We want some foreign fella to tell us what to do, because the foreign fellas probably know more than us. Mental slavery is a horrible thing, Mr. Polio.
And I don't know, you could think what you want of the Keris, but there was some real pertinent points there. And I think, too, when he does say, when people are already marginalized and promises are being made, up to 2019, people were told to plow their fields and get ready to plant their weed, because that's what's going to happen very soon. And 2 years later, people in Barbuda and all of the different parts of the country, they did just that, and they have nothing to show for it. And you heard what Bradley is saying, and more excuses in my mind, because now when you think of it, some people wonder, who are you to think that you can make a profit? Yes, it's $1 million industry. You've seen evidence of it around the world. You've seen evidence of it within the region. What is the holdup Is it because the people that already have the money, they don't have an institutional knowledge of it? They don't know what the Rastas know, what the fellas on the block know of how to grow it, how to do it. Must have no place. But is it because that they have no stake in it to make their own money? That, can you imagine, say, Muna Usaf Kiyemela, they have no real moral argument for it, no religious argument for not having it. They just don't see the way that they themselves can make money. So if they can't make money, who are you, Ras? Who are you on the block? Who are you to feel that you can make that money? That's what I'm seeing. For all of the decades of that being discussed, I guess now with the leader of the opposition also saying that this needs to happen. There needs to be decriminalization of marijuana, not for anything else other than even to just get by after what Shasni has done. You need to make money. We need to have an industry that, goes against, well, not goes against, goes different to what we have known culturally. And I think now is the time. And especially as Bradley already said that was going to be happening before elections, Kaju left until election, there is nothing said. In fact, you're getting more people, more marginalized people, their fields being taken away from them instead.
Man, mother son. How I telling you? Man, I want to see get to survive, son. That's burned down my family already, son. Yeah, f***ing police and them roll on me, they burn down our family. The man mother son. Everywhere clear now with them and make us wash everything we had, cut everything, harvest every we had, son. See it? Really, sir. Every time you try to do something for your family is a f***ing stress, a f***ing thing, you know. That's burn down man there, sir. Just try and survive there, little 2 trees there. Yeah. See the farm, them man wipe up everything, eh, Papa? Everything, eh? Trying to feed the youths, you know. Watch what happening there now. Yeah, the man just roll on me there, yeah, sir. Burn me there, how much police SS, you know, they still give me a chance, you know. Yeah, they'll chop me and my boys, they give me a chance. They just burn everything, which I get. They just burn everything, give me and my boss a chance. So let's mash up everything on us, dog. You see the kind of feel out there. Yeah, them police guys, SS, you know, that roll on me there. And burn down my shack on me there. Don't worry, man.
Now the thing is with this is you can hear the man's pain, you can hear it in his voice. You know, when you have something, somebody's livelihood, you have your field and it's being taken away from you, even as people are saying that they are drafting legislation. And that too is a problem because it's not being given to the drafting legislation office. It's being given to the same lawyers like Mark Mirage to make a money on. And that, we've seen what that does. There's no coherence, there's no real way to move forward if you don't have the actual lawyers, because just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean you can do legal drafting. That is a special field on its own. So when you're finding lawyers even then to just make some more money, it again shows we don't have respect for the people who need it, the people who rely on that as a source of income, and not to mention the people that we have locked up because you find them, you know, having weed on them, they're there on remand for how long, and it's just unjust. It is unjust. And for some people who might not like, I know the reality of it. Some people will say, you know what, them Rastas, or there's still a little bit of the discrimination left from what I'm seeing in the society. Some people might ridicule Dikeris, but his passion, you cannot doubt that. You cannot doubt that there are people living, and that is what they're living on. And I know for a fact, it's just because you'll say, Mali, way, they're Rastas and they're in the hills and something, you all have disrespect for them, because we know that foreigners will soon come. In fact, the conversation is already there. Yokai Vini, a Canadian company, is going to be taking about 100 acres in Labrie. They're looking for different places in St. Lucia now for them to come and make their big firm, a Canadian company. You know how it goes. The foreigners can come and they can make money on our head. Give them land, let them plant and let them make money on our heads, while other people, St. Lucians, have no stake in it. They have no stake in it. And if we give this administration another 5 years, that is exactly what's going to happen. For all of the discrimination that Rastafarians and all other people have endured, I think it is time. I think personally it is time for this to happen. Let's stop with the politics and the empty promises, Bradley, because you yourself, after all, Abu Diabu Fest. People see you, I saw the hair, mid-dread, looking like, and when you say you're not a politician, people trusted you, so did I. I feel like, it was different. Upa different on you. Umem ko you. And for that reason, yes, with Andrew Dikeris, you can say what you want. I do believe this man has been an advocate for that, and it needs to happen. So when he says that, he's been duped and all of this country has been, I think he's right.
One of the promises by the United Workers' Party prior to the last general election was cannabis law reform, a promise that is yet to be fulfilled. Despite having several roadmaps, including the CARICOM Commission report, the Pomandu report, and the Local Commission report on cannabis, the current administration has been unable to bring a cannabis bill before Parliament. Longtime cannabis advocate and leader of the National Green Party, Andre Dikeris, is expressing disappointment in how the administration has handled cannabis reform and its failure to bring to the people what countries across the region are now able to enjoy.
In spite of almost $1 million spent for the Pomandu and the Local Commission reports, nothing. In spite of several other CARICOM territories more conservative than that of St. Lucia decriminalizing, this administration has done nothing. Pathetic to say the least. A case of smoke and mirrors, lies and deceit. This administration has disappointed almost 40,000 responsible cannabis users, farmers and retailers who believed that justice was finally here. Was this just another case of politicians lying to the electorate in order to get votes? It surely seems so. Are they going to do it again? Seems so as well.
St. Lucia's Cannabis Commission was established by government in 2019 to review and make recommendations on the laws and regulations as it relates to cannabis. A report was submitted to the Cabinet of Ministers prior to it being deliberated on June 15, 2020, with further consultations being required before a decision could be made. The government's point person on cannabis reform, Commerce Minister Bradley Felix, did say that the Cabinet of Ministers had endorsed the recommendation to explore the expunging of criminal records of those charged with unlawful possession of cannabis under 30 grams.
Why would the UWP not want to usher in a multi-billion-dollar industry that would create thousands of jobs, put millions in the coffers, and make the Royal St. Lucia Police Force more focused on real crimes? Why? It is not even in there for 5 for 5. So we say to you, all of you that enjoy cannabis, grow cannabis, sell cannabis, voting for a government that still encourages the police to arrest you for a pocket full of flowers, that destroys your plantations, that confiscates the fruits of your labor, that steals away with your daily bread. This administration is not an administration to vote for.
Like I said yesterday, and some days before that, there are some things where I feel, some other people will say it better than I can because of their own experience and everything else. And I do think Dikeris is that person, and Apa Sodve for every time I'm coming alive, that man will advocate for that. So, yeah, let's listen to him.
Chasney, that is the hole in your coffin. You don't decriminalize the weed. Yeah, Luke St. Vincent will lose their market because they can produce no more weed for a long time now because the volcanoes. Chasney, decriminalize the weed. That was your biggest mistake. You had an avenue to bring millions of dollars to St. Lucia, to bring calm to St. Lucia, because when man smoke the weed is tranquility, passiveness. You understand? But no, you fight down the weed. Emangil Francis, if your administration, Emangil Francis, had free up the weed already, you know, you wouldn't have to deny the Rastaman and them to help a brother. Maji for. Ring the bell, Shaftney. Where? Flubberton for. Shaftney, the same way the bad little slip away. That is how you and your government slipping away, Shaftney. Shaftney, the same way the bad little is slipping away. That is how you and your government is slipping away from St. Lucians. Our love for you, Shaftney, lost, diminish, finish, finito. Rebel, Shaftney. We fed up with you, man.
What that miss well by you? What that green someday I no color do. You must go to jail, boy, what you gonna do? Me light up me weed and say Squaddy, me not stop on my ganja. So come put on the handcuff them. Remember me must get bail. Carry me go jail and in the I get sale. Now me with the ganja a gun you fi look for. No harass the Gaza. Me remember
I can't stay.
Protocols for international visitors while in St. Lucia. The following protocols are established to guide the stay of all guests while on island in order to mitigate any possible spread of infection. During the first 14 days, visitors are allowed to patronize approved beaches, restaurant, sea and land excursions, and sites and attractions. All visits are scheduled and pre-arranged by their respective accommodation providers. During this period, all visitors will be transported to and from the certified sites using only COVID-19 certified tourism transportation. After the first 14 days, if any visitor wishes to stay on island beyond the 14-day period, they must apply for and receive a health clearance certificate from the Ministry of Health. Visitors will be allowed to travel, be out in the wider public and patronize local businesses unsupervised once health clearance certificates have been received. During their entire stay, visitors must wear their mask whenever they are in public places and maintain the mandatory 6 feet distancing from others.
Available at Red Dot in Grosile and Susie's Varieties in Bois de Wange and Vieux-Fort.
Don't play with man. UTV is the baddest channel in the land. You deep on soca, this is Sidney, and anytime I am in St. Lucia, I'm watching UTV. You don't know, the best. Rawr.
I can't stay.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying with us. We're seeing a lot of, I think, the desperation, okay? We are seeing a lot of it. Some people, the United Workers' Party, their backs are, they're in a corner and they are really fighting, really out there fighting. We don't have much time left, but, with some developments, I think, you just have to put it in. With the Girodi, what's the name now? Miss Girodi. forget her first name. Janine McIntyre Girodi. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, right. She's out there now in Castries North trying to secure some votes. I mean, it took them by surprise. Myself, I don't know. So they're out there walking. We're seeing different things. Girodi, I never see you dance Western. I never see you talk to anybody. I have been a reporter outside, and you don't really speak to anyone. That's at least my experience. Very limited, by the way, with you. But it seems that you've changed, huh? You're talking now. You're dancing. You're hugging people. You don't know. Let's take a look.
We all see the progress and there is no turning back now. For 5 years we know you're working so hard, grinding.
Make it happen. Hey, Lalo. Wash over. Making sure all the schools are ready? One last step. We outside.
The lady of the hour.
Yes, sir.
Can you say hi to your people? Hi.
Yes, we need the votes. We're there.
Hello to you, Minerva.
Hey!
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hey, we're on the ground in Leclerc, canvassing, walking the streets in Leclerc. This is where I was born and grew up. So these are my streets. Walked here as a child. I'm so proud to be canvassing and walking these streets with Janine Girodi. So proud to be here right now. This is a record-breaking moment. We're bringing the seat. We're ensuring the seat remains with Flavo. Yes.
How are you feeling right now?
Energized, energetic, enthusiastic, excited, super excited. This is our seat. But you wave to them. No, the children with them.
Here's your candidate, everybody.
Okay.
How are you feeling, my lady? You're hot.
No,
where are you heading today?
We're going to Active Hill.
So he wants to speak to the PM? I suppose.
And where are you heading after that? I think you're going
and
to
then back down because we have a lot to cover.
Very good. So I told them we'll be in all the different households. We have 117 people on live right now. People are from the UK, New York. There are St. Lucians all over the world. Some St. Lucians here.
Okay.
So she's going back to speak to her people. Very busy lady right now, but we got 5 seconds of time with her, so that's good. Let's check on the fellas here now. Fellas, where y'all from? Talk to the live.
Yeah, I'm from, you don't know, La Clary.
Oh, nice. So this is your stomping ground.
My stomping ground, UWP, supporting.
Nice.
My color for nobody.
I agree. We're painting the town yellow.
Yellow.
All the streets, the roads, everything. I see people on the live here. They're from Chazelle, they're from Soufre, they're from New York, the UK. Check the shirts. Nice. Love it.
Yeah, man.
Where you
all the way.
Where you from?
People tell La Clary.
Nice. Where you from?
La Clary.
Nice. So you see, we here. We live and direct.
What nation?
So we'll be back again, everybody. Just keeping you guys informed. She's visiting many homes, individually checking on people. Castries North, we keeping it yellow. Things happen, but we making sure she's the only choice. We live and direct. Just a few groups of people. We got support from the other constituencies today. I see somebody here from Atlanta. Nice, love it. We haven't had people come in from other constituencies today to be able to support her and make sure that we have all that we need. Members of cabinet, members of parliament, members of constituencies across the country. We live and direct. Watching from Grenada, I see you. I think I covered all the countries we saw. She's over there. She has support from the party leader, the Honorable Alan Chastney. He's here with us. So he's supporting right through from Barbados. Hello, Castries East. I see y'all. We love it. Thank you very much. We're really getting some positive reactions because it's not just one parliamentarian, but they opening their door and they're seeing 3 and 4. So imagine how you would feel. Hey, look, Viewfort South, England, from the UK. Grozy Lane, nice to see you. Salty Bus, Salty Boost, Salty Bus, New Orleans. Wow, New Orleans, how cool. Yellow all the way. We're making our way up now. We're following PM and our candidate, Mrs. Maxa. Hi PM, say hello to the live.
Great to be here in Castries North. We have to continue the work that we've started. We have some really amazing plans for the constituency, but even more importantly, the plans we have for Castries as a city, which is going to really help the constituency. So, you know, Castries North is blessed. You have Groselet and you also have Castries as a city next to you. Great plans, and we have a great representative in Janine Girodi.
Now, I don't know why I find that so funny. I've never seen Janine Girodi outside like a sway, she be like a sway, like a mouche, like a mache. I've never seen that, and I think for a lot of people, when you see it, you're like only now alone you know the people don't know you there, and I think that's why you'll have to go and get other people from different constituencies like Babuno and wherever else coming all from Chozel to come up there. Some of them are not with you, most of them are not with you, so you have to bring out the big guns, only women bring the Prime Minister and try to walk around talking to people when you have never done that. I don't understand how people can do that. I have secondhand embarrassment for Janine Girodi because that is not who you are. You've never done that, and now with less than 2 weeks, Stevenson King, it's a good political play, but now you're left flailing, and you could see the United Workers' Party, they are desperate, and you get more stories of their desperation, more evidence of it in different constituencies. In Vieux Fort North, you get that there as well. And that was, sorry about that, right on that same day when Girodi and the rest of them were out there in the afternoon. Later on, you could see them being chased out of Micoud North. And like I said, that's just the evidence of what we are getting. And when you have that happening within a party, they will try anything in the different constituencies. And like I said, it's happening in different places like Vieux Fort North.
Hello, people of Belleville. This is Moussa, Moses Jabatis. How are you all? My voice is not good yet, but many of you are sending me remedies, honey, olive oil, and all that. Thank you so much. I've received so much love from you. Thank you very much. But something very disturbing has developed, and we are investigating. We have discovered, I am being told that over 200 names were added to the Belleville list from another constituency. I'm being told that has been discovered, and the electoral department, our people, are investigating it and checking it out. We must be very vigilant, except because we are discovering, I am being told, in fact, somebody reported to me today that over 200 names from another constituency were found on the Vieux Fort North Belleville list. My people, we are investigating this, and if this is found to be true, I will update you and I will make some public statements. We are going to investigate and see where these names come from, and I will let you know. Nous pas capable blague élection ça là. C'est pour ça yo ka di yo zagé. Là ni l'autre non qui est la liste Belleville avec a besoin nous ka investigate. If these names are found there for true, they will be removed, and I'm going to ensure that we double check the list. Once again, I'm just being told that over 200 names have been found on the Belleville list that do not belong to the Belleville list. We are investigating, and our people who are checking our list are monitoring. I'm being told that the electoral department has been alerted, but I want you to spread it and tell everyone to look out. No paka posa puizib. Don't be afraid, my brothers and sisters. They will try everything. They will try everything, but we are watching, and you pakai po election sala from nu avec no nef.
So we're seeing all different kind of underhanded tactics being used so people can make sure that they win elections. And with London, the one time I met you, that's how I feel. That's what I got when I met you the first time. And I have heard that, you know, that's in the bag already. You're going to win Beaufort North. And is this how you're going to be doing it? Is this how you guys are going to be doing it? Adding names to a list, 200 names to try to get the win. That is not all. You're seeing more of the tactics. Let's look at the next image there. People are having conversations and they're being given different things in order to get their vote. The next image there is a conversation with United Workers Party operative and somebody from Miku. They're saying, hey, you know why your brother voting? And the person asking, hey, why are you asking me that? The person say, my work I doing, and I know that's your brother, so I ask you. The person have to say, but why they want you to know where people voting? So you're seeing that kind of conversation. Let's also look at the next image. And they're asking that question because they have things to give. With Fede and Ansari, they were giving 200, 300, 150. Here we see a $50 gift voucher being given to people in Miku for their vote. $50, a voucher being given for their vote. And $50. So sound way. Talking to people in need and all of the time during COVID and even before that. And right now, you're going to try to give a $50 voucher to people for their vote. Let's take a look at the other image. People are, saying that UWP is now using $180,000 worth of Massey food vouchers to distribute on the ground to entice people to vote for them. Were these donated by Massey stores? These are the same people during COVID lockdown who said, if you don't eat, you won't die. Are the FFFs trying hard to keep their plan Shasna in power with food and gas vouchers? The same man who starved people for 5 years and raised a tax on gas is the same man coming with crumbs. Will it work, St. Lucia? Will it work? Let's put it down. There's also other things happening. But before we do that, I think you need to remember what people were saying. When people needed money to go to their groceries, and when you put the lockdown on people, surprise them as if they have a pantry full of things for a month. People needed the help. So how do you? Guys, how do you?
If they don't eat, they will not die. Or they will not suffer that much. If they don't eat, they will not die. Or they will not suffer that much.
Now Gail and the rest of them will find vouchers as low as $50 to give to people. Apweza Munfe, Apweza Yosab Masi, now they need the groceries. And St. Lucians, you will not tell me, I have faith in my people, you will not tell me that will fool you. That cannot. It is an insult. It is an insult. And they stop in there. They have more desperation. Please back guy for a call. We'll open the lines just a minute at 572-7588. But first, let's take a look at I don't know what you call it. Let's take a look at the next image. Win a pair of flights. Mama, Nancy, that right, that man. Win a pair of flights to Barbados. UWP free to enter draw. Competition draw on July 17th. Let's take a look at what exactly the people have to do. They have to answer questions, but let's take a look at the questions that they have to answer to be able to win a trip to Barbados. First question, what year did Labour introduce VAT at 15% in St. Lucia? Second, what year did Alan Shastry and the UWP reduce VAT to 12.5%? What year did Labour ban prayer before cabinet? What year did Alan Shastry restore prayers before cabinet? And number 5, and the most ridiculous, how many years have the two contenders for PM have been married? Let's open the lines. 572-7588. You can also call via WhatsApp at 484-7588. I don't know what else there is to say. Clearly, they are desperate. Clearly, they are showing too what they think of you. a $50 food voucher to go to Massey, getting voters, adding voters to the list illegally, just putting people there, trying to give you a trip to Barbados. I don't know, is that Peter Wickham? Peter Wickham, was that you? Uvle mun vinenu ababad. We deserve more. We deserve better. And in all of this time, what would have happened if you actually cared? If when the farmers asked for assistance, you actually gave it? When the fishermen needed some assistance as well with fuel and everything else, that you actually gave it? When people, the money you took, the $500 million in COVID that you took, that you actually gave to the people? Let's take the first call. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Trish.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, Trish. First off, let me commend you and Christopher for the elucidation and the breaking grounds yesterday. And Trisha, as much as I am not in the limelight as I used to be, thanks again for the elucidation.
And thank you for
the education, the edification. After 11 general elections since independence, at the age of 56, Trisha, I have never ever seen it like that before. I first voted in 1987, the twin elections in 1987. And here is a government that is so desperate. And St. Lucians, I am asking you all, would you think that this Prime Minister would get another 5 years? Categorically, no. Look at the desperation. Could you imagine the parliamentary representative for Denry South is going to the neighborhood community and saying that the former Minister of Sports, I just believe those guys are obsessed with Sean. And since independence, I can say it high and tall, Sean Edwards has been the best Minister of Sports in this country, and thanks to Dr. Kenny Anthony to give him that opportunity. I can go on. The Denny playing field, which at this current juncture, that this parliamentarian come and give us flashing mirrors, AstroTurf and everything. This was the brainchild of the St. Lucia Labour Party to be called the Remy Lesmore Memorial Complex. When a cabinet decision was taken, Sean Edwards endorsed it underneath the leadership of Dr. Kenny Anthony. Estefan time was in opposition. He embraced it, and information on that. This is the brainchild of David Eigerman Percival, Henry Jardy Pierre. Those two individuals, they were curators of the Denry playing field. The contract was taken away from them. Ipakahot is a fishing village. It was under his watch, under the UWP. I am pleading, I'm calling Denry South, Denry North. It was underneath the Chasney regime. Estefan as the parliamentary representative. The Daito was privatized. The bread basket of our community. The only other thing we had, and it is a gift that was given to Sir John Compton by the Japanese government.
Caller, I don't want to cut you off, but I need to take another call. We're a bit late today.
Look at Trisha. We have had a perennial problem in terms of flooding in Denry. At the 11th hour, you starved us for 5 years. You gave us state of emergency, and you still call elections in state of emergency. Look at our health. What has happened to Victoria Hospital, the Cuban Eye Care Clinic, Denry South, Denry North? You need to do the right thing. Alfred Starbach Prosper is on the verge of making history. Edmund Estefan, your 15 years of degradation of this beautiful constituency of is crying out loud, to get you off our backs. And in closing, Trisha, we need to know our history. We need to know what was happening. It was May 10th, to be precise, last year. There was that massacre at Estefan's house, in front of Estefan's house. Not a word. Earlier on this year, there was a state of shooting in our constituency.
Caller, I have to cut you off now. I cannot take any more. With you, I hope that you can call tomorrow, but we do have another call on hold.
That is cool, my girl.
Thank you.
I had to fresh that off.
Thank you, and I appreciate the call. Okay, have a good day. Have a good one. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you so much for your patience, caller. Talk to
hello, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good.
How you doing?
I'm good.
So right now I'm watching the Flower Party, and I'm seeing them guys are on shaky grounds right now. Them fellas are ready to crumble, like a volcano, like St. Lucia volcano crumble back in when it crumbled. You know, I'm saying like if we give this government 5 more years, that means to say we give them 5 more years in our coffin and our burial. That'll be it for St. Lucia. So to me, like St. Lucia have to let Alan Shah say no. His time is up and his game is over. Because right now Alan Shah stay there and that guy overheating like a vehicle. So I want to know if St. Lucia have any good mechanics, because we need to have a radiator on that man, because that one already overheating there and we see him happy. Yeah man, we are just going flat down, flat out there.
No, but I mean, Sauka Diamun, that's the questions to answer. How long have people been married? And you can get a trip to Barbados. That is what you think of. Shasne umem. Say advisors.
I know. To me, Shasne is a poor excuse for a prime minister. Period.
Them right? Have no respect for people.
Nothing else. It's St. Lucia. Let me tell you something. We have to move that man from the cabinet and from St. Lucia. Period. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. Have a good one.
All right.
Good morning. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Trish.
Good morning. I love it when you take the E out of my name.
I just want to reflect on 2 statements I've heard over the past week.
Yeah.
And I just heard one of them. If they don't eat, they won't die. They won't suffer that much. What is that supposed to mean? Like, I don't even understand that statement. I don't know if maybe my understanding of it. What I understand from it is if I don't eat, I won't die. When I did science, it says if you don't eat, you die.
Anyway. I think it means that it shows a lack of empathy. It shows people don't care. If you have never been hungry before, and even if you, I don't understand what it is.
It just shows that they don't understand
care.
what poor people are going through.
Maybe
That's
they
what
don't
it says to
understand.
me.
Maybe they've forgotten.
Then I hear that Sean is using monies to do what?
To make bombs.
These ministers are just very
Sorry, that's
disgusting.
it. That's the part of why are you watching me like that?
This is just disgusting. I mean, as a young person looking at this man, I cannot have presenting me. What example are you setting? And then persons will sit down, Nancy will sit down on a platform and laugh at that like that. Oh,
and
that's such a big joke. And young people are listening to these things.
Sorry, that's the last time.
We young people will put our feet down on the 26th of July and let these men know that we cannot have them to represent us. I thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. And you know what? For the people who have taken advantage of the vulnerable and of women, you know, in time of COVID, we heard a voice note saying the girl don't like the man. She don't want the man. Because you need the money. That is the thinking. That's what happened during COVID. That's what people were driven to in that time when they were asking for assistance ex parte baile. They have ministers. You're taking young girls and giving them what? Giving them a stay in a certain hotel, giving them a little stay in that, giving them money on their phone card. Ex of living tea make we like cause up by a lot moon. They been so hot. This is some serious stuff. The social ills we have of prostitution and other things that are happening in this country, and now using it on the platform. Well, then, let's take the other call. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry, caller.
Good afternoon, Trisha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the A in your name this morning.
It's okay. Do what you want.
Yeah, let me tell you. You see, Catherine is not.
Mm-hmm. So why y'all run behind the people? Tell me, was that you?
What's that?
Y'all run behind the people in Castries North yesterday?
No, we are run behind the people. We just let the people know what time it is. You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, we are run behind. Because for 5 years, Stevenson King campaign, you were the prime minister, you were the head of the party, you never came to Leclerc. What you can do there now?
Mm. And everybody's the same thing. Only now. Now alone.
Only now? I don't understand that, man. What do you expect to happen to him?
I know.
The woman self coming around, she can't even introduce her own self, she can't even talk to people. And imagine somebody come and tell, only now.
Only now.
And some people did not take them on. You can't tell the people about that is why they have to send people and die.
Say that again, caller?
That's crazy.
Say that again?
You tell the people that that's why they have to send people and die. That is David John that died 22 years ago. You cannot bring that back now. So they came with the agenda. They get all the information before they came.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, caller. What do you think, though?
That's ridiculous.
So, caller, I'm sorry. Can you explain that to me again? I ain't get you yet.
I tell you,
Mm-hmm.
one of the group of persons in the yellows, because the people in blue did not take them on. They said that is why certain people had to die. I cannot explain to you. I'm telling you what I heard the person say.
Oh, gee.
So that is ridiculous. And there's no way those people can ever convince to move from blue to yellow because they have the wrong attitude.
So that's what you come there to tell somebody? That's what you come in there by moon mepui? Exactly. Vote moon?
So that's very, very poor strategies on the end. And 95% of the people that were there, not from Leclerc. So that's
what I
They
understood.
could have come and show face.
That's what
by
I
adding
understood.
People.
That's what I understood. Thank you very much. No, before you go, caller, just talk to me.
You see, you licked for them.
That's what I was going to ask you. What would it be like? What do you expect to happen on the 26th?
I expect the roller to roll all over there.
All right, caller. I appreciate your view on things. Thank you very much for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, have a good one. Do you have another call? Okay, I think that's it for us. Like I say, and as you've seen, they are desperate. Let's take the final call, I guess. They are desperate, and they will do anything, and you will get people on the ground trying to talk or dance with people that they would think were beneath them before that. Apways of the so-called Cornet Moon. And for the trip to Barbados and everything else, and the $50 voucher giving grown-ups that have their children, that have their responsibilities, that have bills to pay, clean bagay. Let's take our final call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, caller.
My trust me voice, Tresha. Tresha.
I super
Tresha, that's not the kind of election.
Hello? Oh, did I lose the call? Oh, caller, I hope you do call back tomorrow. You would have been our last, and we're already starting off great, you know. But anyway, this is where we are. Dirty campaigning, people cheating, easy kill, say mun pala about bomb. I mean, I don't really get to hear me play mun buy a lot money. So Nietzsche, and meanwhile, Fede in the back there. Nancy self there too. Listen, you can do what you want, but I have realized, that's what I've seen with the images that I'm getting, footage and everything, that even with Sean and what he had, it wasn't dirty. It was, in fact, he respected Farah. He said she's done well. There was a sort of respect that goes on, but on the other side, it just doesn't seem to be that. And for Fede self, I was there yesterday in Anstore. Last, I don't know if I should say it. The little girls and the stuff like that. Please stop. Please stop. Okay, this is the end of the show. I want to thank all of you for joining us. As always, at 11, we will be there. Sibodevle, Deme, Memta was there. And we will continue to speak more about the issues. But as I end, I do remember, and I think that's what's supposed to happen, to Girodi, to Shasney. It's already happened before. More of it has to happen, where people have to run after y'all for what you're telling people, and the disrespect, the continued disrespect. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
What like what? You guess what's happening there? What? It's a good house. People houses are right there. Excuse me. Excuse me.